What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you all are doing amazing and that you're staying safe and staying sane at the same time. As you can see, today's title is rather it's quite something, and it's something I've been thinking about for a while, and it's Goliath or Goliath, you must fall. And in this particular video, I just want us to get heart to heart and speak about, you know, some of these things in our lives that feel like they're so massive, like they're so big. Sometimes we even think that they're bigger than our God, and they cripple us and they make us feel like we can't move forward, and we get so scared, we become so small. You see the way when a cat has been rained on, or when you pour water on a cat, the way it shrinks and it becomes so small. Sometimes some issues in our lives make us this way, and that is your particular Goliath. And today I'm just going to speak up to you about the story of David and Goliath that we know about when we were growing up. I'm sure in Sunday school we used to hear about it, and sometimes we tend to forget it, but I really hope it's going to inspire you, and it's going to make you feel motivated to be able to just go out there and destroy this Goliath that you have, or this person who's really tending to cripple you. So I really hope that you guys are going to enjoy this video, so please stay tuned for more of this. So guys, let's just do a recap of the story of David and Goliath. Is it Goliath or is it Goliath? Whatever it is, you know what I'm talking about. So this is a time when Saul was the king of Israel, and you know, like they were going to have, okay, so let me just, so the Philistines were getting ready for war, and Goliath was a hero of the army of the Philistines, you know, and they were coming to battle with the Israelites. And you see, Goliath was, you know, the way, for example, in every team there's this one person who, you know, like even if we're in a battle, this is the last person we're taking into the battlefield, because we know when he gets into the battlefield, or when she gets into the battlefield, like we've won the battle, like that's it, it's a wrap for us. So Goliath was that person for them. Can you imagine? This was a man who was 3 meters tall 3 meters tall. This was a man who would carry a shield. This was a man who was literally their best shot, like their best move in that battle. When you feel like enyewe tumeshindwa, tumelemewa, this is the person that we throw into the battlefield. So that was Goliath for them, a man who can carry it's called what, a chest armor that's 57 kilograms. That's like the weight of some people even who are watching this video. Now imagine he's just carrying you on his shoulder, and even his shield had this head that was around 7 kilometers. This person was massive, and he was very arrogant, and he, you know, the way at some point in our lives you get to a point where you feel like there's nothing that can faze you, and you feel like, you know, you are the best shot, like I got this, I'm that person, like you know. And sometimes you get to that point in your life and you feel like, so this Goliath was that kind of person. He was very arrogant, and he was even mocking. For 40 days the Israelites were so scared of going out there to fight him, and he had told them, you know what, whoever I am the best man of our army, and I have been brought forth. Bring forth someone who you think can fight me, and in case he or she manages to kill me, then our people will be your slaves. But in case I kill them, then your people will be our slaves. And you can imagine what slavery is. Like, if you've done history and you've studied history, you know how slavery can be, how miserable, how hard it can get, you know. So imagine now that's the ultimatum that you've been given. And so there's this man, the man named David. David was just merely a shepherd, and he was watching after his father's flock. When all his brothers were out in the battlefield, he was just, you know, living his best life, watching after the sheep, you know, and doing all that he's been called to do. So David, his father sends him out to the battlefield to go and check out on his brothers, take them some food, and find out whether they're even alive or how they're doing, you know. And when he gets there, he goes and he listens to this man called Goliath teasing his people, and he's wondering, who is this guy? Who does he think he is? You know, David is coming from a point of believing in God and believing that God is all powerful, and everyone else at that point, I feel like they were really trying to do things on their own, by their own strength, and feeling like, you know what, we are soldiers, so we can do this, so let's find a way that we can make this work. So it got to a point, even Saul said that whoever will win the battle, whoever will go out there and fight him and win, will even get to marry his daughter, and for the rest of their life, their family will never pay taxes again. You can imagine, for example, the president of Kenya says, whoever will go out there and fight, you know what, you will get a chance to marry my daughter and your family will never pay taxes again. You can imagine how smooth your life will be. Taxes can be quite a pain, yeah. So to cut the long story short, David says that he will challenge Goliath. They try, and you know, the thing about the first lesson of the day is, sometimes we carry sorry, I am so excited about this, my mind is everywhere. So what happens is they try, and because he was not even a soldier, he was a shepherd, so all he knew was tending to his father's flock and being out there with his sheep. So they decide, you know what, okay fine, you have decided you're going to fight this giant. What you're going to do, will put on, you know, like the full armor for you, like the shield, you know, everything you need so that you can go out there and fight him, so that you can stand a chance, because you're small, him is a giant, you know. Then David, when they strapped him up with the armor, David was even almost falling, and he was like, you know what, I'm not used to this, so let me just go get my stick, let me go get some rocks. Actually, it says that David took off the armor and it's in 1 Samuel chapter 17. I'm reading from verse 40. So David took off the armor and picked up his shepherd's stick. He went out to a stream and picked up 5 smooth rocks and put them in his leather bag. Then with his sling in his hand, he went straight to Goliath. So even when Goliath saw him, the first thing he said, look at this small boy. Does he think that do you think that I am a dog? You're coming to fight me with a stick. You know the way probably a dog is coming to your compound and you want to chase it away. Do you think I'm a dog? You're coming to fight me with a stick? And this is where my word for the day comes, guys. In verse 45, so okay, let me start from verse 43. It says, do you think I'm a dog? Goliath asked, is that why you've come after me with a stick? He cursed David in the name of the Philistine gods and shouted, come on, when I'm finished with you, I'll feed you to the birds and animals. David answered, you've come out to fight me with a sword and a spear and a dagger, but I've come out to fight you in the name of the Lord all-powerful. He is the God of Israel's army, and you have insulted him too. Guys, so I'm just here to speak to you. As I'm reading this word, I am sure you already have this, imagery in your mind. You already know that particular giant that you have been fighting in your life for so long. You know, and in this case, it could be whatever. It could be a particular sickness. It could be a particular disorder. It could be a particular, you know, maybe there's that family member who you've been praying for all your life and you feel like they're not changing their life. Maybe they're struggling with drugs. Maybe they're struggling with, you know, issues of life. Maybe they're suicidal. You know, they've struggled with a lot and you feel like, I have prayed about this person for so long. I have tried to change them with my own might, with my own power, but it just seems not to be working out. What can I do? You know, you could be feeling like there's this giant. Maybe you've been jobless and unemployed for the past 5 years, and you're like, even as you watch this video, you're just like, sis, as in, I've reached the end. I've tried everything I can in my power to try and make this work, and it just doesn't seem to be working out. And you know what? That is your Goliath. That is your giant in your life. That thing that keeps crippling you. That thing that, if it's fear, if it's anxiety, if it's lack of self-esteem, if it's lack of confidence, and you feel like this thing really hinders me from living my best life, that is the giant you're talking about. And I'm just here to give you another way to get rid of that giant. You know, you have tried to do it on your own might, you have tried to do it on your own power, but I'm here to remind you that it's time to let go of the steering wheel. It's time to let go of all these burdens that you've been carrying with you in your life. You see the way David said that I'm not going to go and fight him with this armor because I can't even walk from one step to the next with this armor because I'm carrying so much load in my back, on my shoulders, on my chest, and I feel like, you know what, I cannot make any move. First of all, the thing I want you to know, and the thing I want you to do today is to let go of all that burden. Let go of all that bitterness. Let go of all that unforgiveness. Let go of all that misery you're feeling. Let go of all those grudges you're holding against people in your family, people in your circle, your friends. Because you see, those things that you keep holding on to, those things that you're trying to strap yourself with, thinking that they're going to help you in this battle, are the ones that are pulling you back. You see, those things, that unforgiveness that you're holding on, and you think that by me being angry at this person, by me constantly gossiping them, it's hurting them. Imagine it's you that it's hurting. It's you that it's preventing you from moving on to the next step in your life. It's you that it's covering blessings from coming to you. You know, it's covering good things from coming to you. So I'm just first first, before we even get to the next step, the first thing I just want to urge you to do is to let go of all those things. Let go of that bitterness, let go of that anger, let go of those bad thoughts you have, let go of anything that you feel like has been holding you on for so long. And in your mind you thought, these are the things that are going to help me to get to the next level. It's time to let go of those. Just like David said, even as I read for you guys, when they put those things on him, he said, you know what, David, I can't move with all this stuff on. David said, I'm just not used to it. So it's time to say and to decide in your mind that you're just not used to that kind of baggage. You're just not used to those kind of thoughts. You're just not used to that kind of negativity. It's time to let go. That's a first step towards defeating this giant in your life. The second step is acknowledging and knowing the fact that you are not on that battlefield alone. I think everything that happens in our life happens for a reason, and probably you've been going through this phase or this plateau season in your life and you feel like there's no way forward. You are just stuck in a rut. You've been doing something and it's like you're running, you know, in like a hamster running down the, what is it called, that you're in a roller coaster day after day. You feel like you're not moving forward. You're walking so fast but you're not going anywhere. I'm just here to tell you that it's time to let go of the steering wheel of your life. It's time to let God. As David said, you have come to me with those swords, with those shields, with those arrows and everything, but I have come to you with the name of the Lord, who is all powerful, and you have insulted him. So whatever giant is in your life that's threatening your peace, that's threatening your life, that's making you live a life of fear, live a life of anxiety, it's trying to threaten your God because it does not acknowledge how big your God is. It does not acknowledge how powerful your God is. I'm just here to tell you, it's high time you stood your ground. It's high time you got the confidence to just get up and decide, you know what, these addictions, you have no power over me. I come to you in the name of the Lord. These fears, you have no power over me. I come to you in the name of the Lord. These negative thoughts, you have no power over me. I come to you in the name of the Lord. It's high time to stand up, stand your ground, get into the battlefield and know that God has gone before you. Can I hear an amen? Stand up, get into the battlefield and know that God has gone before you. It's high time to let go of those negative thoughts. It's high time to break the generational curses. Maybe you've told yourself, mimi nakunyonga tu pombe juu iko kwa familia yetu. Mimi ni mgonjwa tu juu iko kwa familia yetu. Nini iko kwa familia yenu? It's high time you change the narrative. It's high time you stand in the gap and decide that, you know what, enough is enough. I have had enough of people getting into suicidal thoughts. I have had enough of people taking their own lives and claiming that it's in the family. I have had enough. It's time to stand up and stand your ground, remembering that it's not by might, not by power, but by his spirit. You know, God is powerful. God has if you only let God, you will be so amazed at the things that he's going to do in your life. So sweetheart, darling, whoever is watching this, I'm just here to urge you to let go of that steering wheel. Let go of all those things that have been holding on to you. Strap them off because you're not used to that kind of negativity. And once you have done that, God will be able to use you in a way that you best can understand to be able to kill those giants. And finally, the last point is, the power is within your hands. The power is in what you are so good at. You see, David took stones, a sling, and he had his sling, and he knew, when I take this stone, if I aim it at his head, imagine, he has no choice. He'll just bow down. So whatever it is, do not look for so much. Do not look without. The power is within you. You see, you have the power to be able to defeat all these giants in your life. You have the power to be able to get past these things that have been holding you back, these mental prisons that you've been put in your life. You alone has the power to get past that. So use whatever is in your hands to be able to break those chains. Use whatever is in your hands to be able to let God use them to be able to fight those giants in your life. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I really hope it's inspired you. Always remember that it's time for this Goliath in your life to fall. Goliath must fall. So whatever it is in your hands, whatever is in your mind, in your power, use that to be able to defeat this Goliath in your life. And I just want to tell you that it is possible, and as long as God is, you know, God is the pilot of your life. Everything, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really just want, every time you come to my channel, that you are inspired to live unapologetically, that you're inspired to live your best life, and to know that God has called you for a purpose. It's time to rise up and live in your purpose. Thank you so much for this. Till next time, goodbye.